Press cross button.
Came straight from a guy who knows a guy at Bloom, preloaded with the Beta B-Link OS.
I can give it to you for 300 if you...
Finish up. Your scheme, there's work to do.
Man's got... Hey, sharp bags. Okay, now I'm a fucking cyberpunk.
Devour, nibbling away on the rotting carcass of the once free Britain.
Yum, yum.
Hello, Bugs. This is the Bug. I'm Andy. This is Alison. Today we're going to be pretending that everything is fine.
Auto drive is not available.
That was fun, wasn't it? That was as long as I could. A second and a half. The reality check now, however. And, well, finally today, we're going to road test the latest update to the CSAY app, the government app that has brought the great British tradition of snitching on people you don't like back to the very heart of public life, the school playground. I'm going to tell a new threat. It's got a whole new lease of life these days, thanks to CSAY. And isn't Britain all the more fun?
It is imperative that you comply quickly.
Report to the state. Have them, shall we say, involuntarily rehoused as Hotel Gas. The chain of hotel that was formerly known as the prison service. Slogans, if you see something, say something. Or if you think you might at some point see something, say something. Or if you haven't seen anything but don't like someone, say something anyway. Well, let's have a look at this new app. Alex, I'm sure you've got it on your phone. I mean, at first glance, well, the interface is lovely. It's so neatly designed. It's simple button to snitch on someone. It's so much better than non-government informer apps like Stoolies, Cancan Canary, or Shark. I mean, look, I just need to geocache where the person I'm ratting on currently is. Let's call her, for the sake of argument, Alice.
Sorry, Andy, I was busy reporting you to the authorities for rolling your eyes when passing a Nigel Cash propaganda poster.
Can you not let me report you first, please? Let's have some decorum about this.
No way. Max's biggest attribute, human.
Let's call the phone line. Here's the number. Listen.
Make my life easier, or will it make it harder?
Well, don't talk to me.
Oh, someone got sand in his dickhole.
He's a shady character, that's for sure. His network activity shows he's been trying to hack the National Health Service.
Nah, that's dark, man. The NHS is all... You know what's fucked up? Just by stopping to chat with me, they put you on a list. But it doesn't have to be that way.
Alright, hold up. Are you dead sick? You should be blowing the whistle on the Army's secret deaf robot program.
What?
Seriously. How the military is replacing its soldiers with hyper-realistic robots. These robots are everywhere. They're recording everything we do all the time. Look, I have the whole operation figured out. Aliases, recharging depots, where they store the footage. If you're not one of them, you'll go sabotage their operation. Take them down.
Well, they seem nice-ish, but is there anything to what they're actually saying, Bags?
Oh no, she's off her fucking lid for sure. Allegedly, her shadowy cabal is headquartered at a nearby Albion field office. Might be worth investigating regardless.
All right, then. Let's solve a non-mystery.
Fall into my voice. You will obey my every
I'm going to kick off with the flag. I never thought I'd miss the old Union Jack, but somehow our new flag managed to be even more irritating than that. I don't know quite what it is, if it's the new colour scheme, or if it's just that it symbolises the loss of everything that once held dear.
Move on.
Yo, wrap it up. It's over.
The GBB. As we know, the broadcaster has been through a lot of changes since the Masani government gave in to pressure from its corporate backers and privatised the corporation. Today, GBB is a shadow of its former self. It's become a tool used by the government to circulate fake news and misinformation. So how did we get here? Where did it all go wrong? How can we tell when our national media has become state propaganda? Our experts speak on conditions of anonymity for their own safety. Here's disinformation and media expert Charles, who's seen free broadcasting built up by journalists and torn down by demagogues all over the world.
So before the media fragmented, there was a voice of authority that was trusted and antisocial behavior is spreading.
wonder about people like us.
Who would send me this?
I'm done with you.
Reporting to base, incident under control. Please advise on new detention protocol. Base, what's our status of retrieval?
Scrolling, keep you listening, keep you looking for more information. The second is that kind of environment favors sensationalism. And so you got more sensational headlines and more sensational stories, and it didn't matter whether they were true or not. It just kept people in, and it kept them glued. been a situation where nobody trusted anything and nobody believed anything at all. And that is the perfect environment for an authoritarian voice to come in and say, no way, we are. So the ground for this environment really got created when we had suddenly authoritarian politicians everywhere. Anything that threatened them or they disagreed with, they would call it disinformation. That's disinformation. That's fake news. And again, we got in a situation where nobody really believed anything. And the trouble is, if you are telling the truth, it's very hard to get your message to cut through all of the noise of all of the disinformation that's there. So, like, you know, you remember Out on the Edges, there was this story about when they would take a house.
Bagley, what you got for me?
Some Albion guards posted here are selling pallets of high-tech weaponry to Clan Kelly at a healthy markup. I mean, sure, it's corrupt, but it hardly rises to the level of evil scheme.
Ooh, I love breaking stuff.
Possible suspect or suspects reported near your location. Moving to the hostiles' location. Over. Confirmed. Suspect has a firearm.
There are the weapons. Excellent. You've dismantled the non-existent conspiracy. Shall we let our friend know what we found?
Yes, got away.
Negative. No vision of the suspect.
All right, mate, we did everything on your list, but there wasn't a conspiracy. Just a bunch of regular buttholes doing regular butthole stuff.
Excuse me? Nah, you're wrong. The military is definitely training robots. Wait, I get it now. You fucked up and they covered their tracks. It's all right. At least I know you're not one of them. Most likely.
So, do you want to fight? Not me, just in general. For DedSec.
Fuck yeah. Sign me up.
Let's take a swig, see what I do to you. Wanker! Not cool, fam. Hey, how are you? Look, Be cool. Don't act surprised. You want to chat?
Are you a part of DedSec? Perhaps you could...
I traced her message history, and her charity contact was texting her from a known Clan Kelly hideout.
Well, maybe Clan Kelly's trying to go straight. I'm just saying, let's not prejudge. Joke. It's definitely a scam.
Indeed. Pushing you the location so you can investigate.
That rare? I mean, it's exactly the same thing. Germany, you look at the concentration camps that operated in Nazi Germany, there were private companies in those camps making use of that slave labor. Fascism often worked. Corporations, and it's doing the same now. That's the way in which they track what you do. That's the way in which they track who you talk to. They operate as each other's boss.
Charles is an expert in the dark arts of surveillance who worked for How did it go so wrong in Britain?
Things when we look at Britain's crisis, there's a lot of concentration on data and how that's been used and manipulated, and what we haven't looked at is the power structure and the profit that lies behind this. For example, if we examine what actually happened, you know, there's a company that's really very interested in selling passports and making it easy to provide visas for investment and so on. And historically, throughout the world, they've been working with this big data manipulation company in order to overthrow government. And then suddenly, all the chickens came home to roost. Nobody could find any receipts for what was paid for. Nobody could figure out how things were done, but everybody had a feeling that something really stunk, and they couldn't figure it out. And yet, it was standing there in their face the whole time. There's a couple of different ways that we got where it is that we are. One, a lot of smaller organizations, smaller power groups, companies as well, who are bending things just a little, or will compromise a little bit, will bend the rules a little bit, and try to achieve what it is that we hope to achieve that's good for us. And if you add all of that up, what you end up with is a big wall moving in a big way from a lot of little buttons being pushed. But also there's this other thing that's going on here is the gathering of data and the analysis of data has authoritarian contained within its DNA. It is by its nature for
They fill us into our lives. They puzzle us to the truth.
As we expected, a full-blown Clan Kelly operation. Looks like they're detaining undocumented immigrants on site for some reason. Suggest you rescue whoever's being held here and then contact our friend.
Piss easy. I got this.
There they are. Careful. Clan Kelly might be willing to kill them rather than let them escape. Right, get her out. There. Once we're clear of the area, you can report on what we found.
Hi, I'm DedSec. You want to hear something fucked up? You work for Clan Kelly.
The fucking gangsters. They told me they were human rights activists, had the proper paperwork, IDs and everything.
If by human rights you mean human trafficking, then that's true.
Oh, bugger me to the deepest lair of hell. I got into this mess so I could help people, not help enslave them. I wish there was a way I could make amends.
So, do you want to fight? Not me, just in general. For DedSec.
Right. Count me in.
This is where... Every aspect of your behaviour is monitored and totted up by a central system to sort of score you as a person. A bit like a credit card, but predicated on all of your behaviour rather than just the money you're spending. And this can have a profound impact. We're starting to see systems emerge which will punish you and stop you from doing things in society based on your behaviours. And this can be as trivial as if you jaywalk, if you cross the road in the wrong place, you might lose points. If you do some community activities or help your neighbours, you might earn points. And then this can be used to sort of evaluate you as a person. And this could mean, for example, better travel privileges, being able to travel first class, or being denied from travelling first class to not being able to travel at all. These systems are very real and very helpful because of the data that is now helping us.
Search the area! So if your ears are burning and you think someone might be watching you, you're probably...
Drone, engage search and alert protocol.
All of us. I'm Tasha. Keep listening, keep sharing the data, keep listening. They're watching us, but we're watching them too.
GBB drones, in the air and on location.
You can see the tailbacks here.
Because when you want the news,
the drones were able to follow the gunman.
Our drones have the news.
Viewers may find some of these images disturbing.
GBB drones, in the air and on the air, 24 hours a day. GBB, know the news.
We're on their tail. Over. Target has cleared checkpoint on.
Coming up today on The Upload, we're talking
and I get
about
to fight evil robots.
The enigmatic
this
founder
DedSec ship's my dream job.
Everyone knows her
Any
name,
other patrols have eyes on the suspect, over?
Too much about her. We only really see her these days as a hologram. She was pretty young when she launched Breakatech, the company that is best known for introducing Bagley to the world. Nowadays, it's hard to remember a world before Bagley.
Bagley is the most advanced, significant AI of our time, and it's really blown all the other AIs that were created out of the water. And I think that what Skylab has done with Bagley is absolutely incredible. Not a lot other than that she's actually pretty incredible. I've followed her work for a long time, and she's always been pretty.
So this is where Clan Kelly bought Angel. How pleasant.
Now, keep your chin up. We'll find him. There's a camera network that might have caught where they took him.
You're not supposed to.
Let's hurry and access that network, shall we? I've gone over the captured footage. I was able to follow Mr. Lopez down to the cellar, but then I ran out of cameras. Not a problem you often have in London.
Sounds like a plan to me.
My oh my, deadbolt trumps technology. The door is sealed, but this rubbish chute might do. It either leads to the cellar or your grisly death. Or both, I suppose.
Brilliant.
All right, then. Come on out. I'm not going to cut you. Thanks for the distraction. Gave me the second I needed to take care of this filth.
Are you okay? Looked like he was ready to carve off a slice.
He was. I'm fine. I just need a second to catch my breath and find my files.
Hold on. You're Caitlin Lau. You're a cop, right? A police inspector. We found your video logs. You've got bigger balls than I do going after Mary Kelly on your own. Fucking hell.
It wasn't always on my own. Who the hell are... You're DedSec, aren't you? You tracked me to the slaughterhouse.
Not really. See, a friend of ours disappeared from the EPC and the trail led here. But I guess we've solved the mystery, right? What a fucking depressing plot twist this is.
Then I'm sorry. I don't think there's much hope for finding him alive. The Kellys have got a sick little operation going. A kind of human organ black market. I've been investigating them for months. And they got my fucking files. God, I feel like shit.
You don't say. Look, I'm gonna bail someone to come get you. Sleep it off somewhere safe, yeah? In the meantime, I'll find Angel and your files. Sounds like they're important.
Everything I've gathered on Mary Kelly. Almost enough to take her down.
Hey, we should work together on this Mary Kelly thing. DedSec...
All right, an operative is on their way to escort Inspector Lau. So, let's find Angel and Inspector Lau's files.
I'll wait for your guy in here. And...
There's no doubt about it. This whole operation is meant to harvest organs. Clan Kelly's chopping off the parts they want and burning the leftovers.
Something tells me Mary Kelly doesn't wait for these people to die of natural causes.
Well done. You got the files. The inspector will be impressed. Now, let's find Angel before one of us loses their lunch.
Oh my god, yuck. Their faces are all... okay. Bags, can you do anything with this?
Take a picture and I can run key details past various databases. Negative.
Fuck. There ain't no way we're letting the Kellys keep this up, yeah? Mary Kelly goes down for everyone she chopped up.
Again, not Angel. She thought it through. Those microchips are probably filled with some sort of toxin that induces paralysis and asphyxiation. Intubation would prolong life until surgeons get round to them.
Are you saying it keeps the organs fresh so they can be removed horrifically? Fuck, why did I ask?
Unfortunately, I must confirm that this is indeed Angel Lopez.
Shit. Angel. He knew the risks. I did too, but... Never thought DedSec would get caught up in this. Mary Kelly is preying on London's most vulnerable. She's a fucking monster. Taking her out needs to be a DedSec priority.
Now get out of here before someone decides to turn you into minced meat. Chop chop.
Duh.
Definitely not sticking around.
DedSec? Caitlin Lau here. I wanted to thank you. I'd be nothing but an anatomy lesson by now. Or a pile of ashes.
You'll be happy to know that Inspector Lau has been escorted to a nearby refuge and is getting her wounds treated.
I'll be fine. Still a little...
And today, we're going to talk to you about Albion. Your friends of mine. Alice.
Hell yes. You see all that? Fuck, I'm good at being in DedSec.
You wouldn't have been recruited if DedSec thought you'd be killed that easily.
You trying to be nice, Bags? Aw, thanks, mate.
What would a resistance be without a cocky little AI shit? He will grow on you eventually.
That contract has been extended so many times, it's like the neck of a politician.
I've heard from Inspector Lau. We're ready for the briefing. Mary Kelly heads up the most powerful crime family in London, Clan Kelly, which should at least be easy to remember.
Under her old man, they were a bit player. Then he died, and her rivals started disappearing. Her enemies, her friends, her family. They call her Bloody Mary for a reason.
Early on, Mary abandoned Cat.
Sabine here, Inspector Lau. I'm curious how you think you can bring Mary Kelly to justice now, with no backing. Even before Albion took over policing, you couldn't lock her up. And she goes on treating humans like cattle.
I had to work within the system. Yes, it was corrupt. I knew it. I just didn't know how bad it was. I thought a strong enough case couldn't be buried.
Yeah, and your childhood dog's living up on a farm up north. What I can't figure out is why you expect this time to be different.
Because I'm taking it to a contact in the Attorney General's office. An honest solicitor with a hard-on for organized crime. Specifically for Mary Kelly. Look, our methods may differ, but I want to help those people as much as you do.
All right. But however this goes down, there's no way we're letting Mary slip the net again. That's not how DedSec does things. Let's get to Sandstone.
I found a potential recruit for you. Drop in a pin on your map.
That's criticized the government.
I'm not sure entirely how those contract extension negotiations went. Probably like a footballer. In the old days, I assume Albion's agent was leaking stories to the press about how our favourite private militia was being tapped up by Barcelona. The government panics and thinks, well, we're going to get them signed up before it's too late. But still, violent crime, a record low, although I imagine it probably depends exactly how you count it. If you include violent crime committed by the state, either themselves or by Albion, their chosen violent crime contractors who provide very valuable bargain service of beating people up. Well, it's probably not quite as low as the figures suggest.
I don't know. I think they're probably right. Who has the opportunity to commit violent crime these days anyway? The moment you pick up a fruit knife, you get tasered by a robot policeman and deported for looking Bulgarian. It's a much more peaceful society. It's just much less of a society.
I want to know the details of the... Alice, I mean, are they paid her dissident duffed up? Is it a set rate for each extrajudicial state mugging? And what is that rate? What do you think?
Well, they certainly look like they're trying to hit a quota of some kind.
Well, what is the set rate? Is it 99.95 cryptos bargain? Seems very reasonable, isn't it? I imagine they don't ask too much anyway, Alfred, because it's just so nice to get paid for doing your hobby anyway, isn't it? And it doesn't even feel like work.
I mean, who needs violent crime anymore anyway? You know, you can just starve to death without even starting a gang war.
We do have to ask exactly what the Prime Minister let's ask him. They pick up. Hello, you're from number 10 Downing Street. Hello, is the Prime Minister there, please? Let me just check. Sorry, you've missed him. I'm afraid he's popped out for the decade. Oh, never mind. Is there anyone else I can talk to? Yes, of course. There's a shady cabal of vested interest to control him and prop him up in power. Great, I'll have a chat with them then.
Oh, Andy, remember when you could get away with prank calls?
Security here is state-of-the-art, quite impenetrable. Unless, of course, you flew a drone through the window one of Mary's mouth breathers left open.
The recording device is in her security room.
Getting there should be a simple matter of navigating the vents.
WT fuck?
She's using these people as house servants, against their will.
Horrible in itself, but a million times worse knowing they end up as unwilling organ donors.
Please, I need help.
Fucking idiot. Do you piss everyone off the way you're pissing me off, wanker? Stupid gits.
That's it. Let's see what kind of recording we've got on her. Just look at this place. This is what comes of old crooked money. The Kelly family has been profiting from people's misery for a long time. She's got this shit all over the manor.
So you've been in there before? Is that how you ended up in the basement of the Southwark incinerator?
We needed something incriminating, so we decided someone had to get in here and plant a bug. I wasn't going to assign someone else to do that. You saw how Mary uses the people she grabs out of the EPC, and the staff's uniform's not hard to mimic, so I went in. What I didn't know was that she had intel on our investigation, my team. I thought going off book would stop the leaks, but she still knew we were coming. She tortured me for the names of my team, tried to break me, but cops don't give up cops. Turned out she already knew the whole unit and put hits out on them. The woman is a mind fucker.
Well, at least you didn't get one of those little bomb thingies in you. I think I'd rather be dead, honestly.
That's how I ended up on that butcher's table. So many reasons to want to rid the world of her, but it wouldn't be enough to just put one in her brain. My mates died trying to bring her to justice. I have to honor that.
to yourself after everything I've done for you? You made me a slave. All of us. Please, let me go. Take this thing out.
Back to your old life.
Back to nothing. Back to you 2.5 screaming blighters in your dead-end job and sucking off the dole. You don't want that, love. This microchip is scary, I know, but I've got to keep tracks on my merchandise, don't I? And this kitchen knife, that won't do it, love. Cutting yourself affects my bottom line.
Look, I can't live like this anymore.
No. You're all right there. It's all right, sweetheart, because I have another use for you. Ooh, paying attention, are we? Good. Be sure and spread the word. You know where this one goes. Get these two and all the others over to the venue and ready for the sale.
Right away, Mum. Also, the foreign investors have already landed and the drones are programmed, ready to deliver the invitations and the coordinates to all the guests.
Is that initiative I'm smelling, Peter? Initiative can be a dangerous thing. Can be misinterpreted. For fuck's sake.
This is insane. How did Mary get her hands on this kind of tech? It takes a sick mind to come up with killer microchips.
Perhaps a disease mind, but definitely an ingenious one. Perfect psych profile for a group like Zero Day, wouldn't you say?
Her affiliation's not my priority, Bagley. She's keeping these people enslaved. And it sounds as if she's selling them. This is huge.
And super gross. That's what the microchip does. They know that if they step out of line, they get butchered. Literally.
DedSec, we'll have to crash that slave auction. Get all the information we can out of there. The location will be on the invitations. She hasn't sent out the invitation yet, but when she does...
Bagley, monitor the drone networks. Give us a heads up when Mary sends out her fleet. Until then, I reckon we're in a holding pattern.
I'll get in touch if I hear about anything else that might interest you. Cheers, DedSec.
Well, you know, fair play to the government for helping us with that. Another option, extend the White Cliffs of Dover. They've been resting on their laurels for too long. Very inefficient to turn out as a means of stopping immigration. We need to extend them by about another 11,000 miles, a full wrap around Drayton.
Since we're waiting for our cordial invitation to Mary Kelly's tasteless theme party, we can finally get back to what really matters, solving the mystery of Zero Day. Who are they, and why did they frame DedSec for the bombings?
Bagley, what you got for me?
Glad you asked. Today, the great AI detective has two leads for his dog's body politic. Obviously, Albion needs looking into, but I also have a more unusual thread for you to pull on. There's a new hacktivist group on the dark web scene called the 404. But instead of being in it for the lulz, this lot seems to be in it for the brutal reshaping of society by any means necessary. Sound like anyone you know?
Choices.
I've marked both on your optic. The demands of being a DedSec operative are all-consuming, so taking app gigs is a good way to make some extra quid that works around your new schedule. Lots of people will pay well to have their sensitive packages handled with care, and some will even pay you for deliveries. Ha ha! I hate to interrupt you while you're busy resisting, but I thought you might want to know that one of your operatives just got grabbed off the street and shoved into an unmarked van.
Shit.
Yes, I'd say that's an astute summary. Moments before they disappeared, they were in close proximity to a man you victimized a while back. Finding him is the best chance we have of finding our operative.
Piss easy. I got this.
There's never a spy scandal.
Yeah, but...
That's good. There's a potential recruit you may want to check out. Pushing your location.
They've arrested those German spies in that search crackdown on the illegals in Hackney. And I think that's a sad thing. I think I used to think of Germans as quite scary, but that was because I've been watching World War II movies where the Germans all have English accents. They speak in that very, precise way. It's very, we have ways of making you talk. And now Germans all have that American accent, where it's all like, welcome to the party. We're having a really nice time. Much friendlier Germans. Let them stay.
But that's all today, Buxters. Remember, it's not as bad as it seems. Honestly, I hope. Until next time.
Suggest using the road? You and Albion can all make yourselves scarce or kiss my ass.
Well, I like her. Just kidding. She sucks.
I can see why she might be in a bad mood. Albion just placed her under severe data restriction.
Why?
Seems she's been looking into the activities of 2 particular field personnel. Somebody at Albion must want to shut down her pointed inquiries.
Albion wouldn't bother with that if there wasn't nothing to find. So, let's find it, yeah?
Right, here's the coordinates of the goons in question. See if you can't work out what they're up to.
SIRS, Bloom, the Kellys, or Albion. According to a SIRS official, DedSec is no longer a threat, which I guess is true in that it was never a threat in the first place. Reminds me of when my great aunt Gladys had her appendix out. Oh, Andy, that surgeon's a real threat, waggling that knife at me, trying to knock me out. They put a scalpel in an anaesthetic, Gladys. Anyway, if SIRS officials say DedSec is dead and buried, I guess we have to assume that DedSec's never been stronger. But I do worry, Alice. I mean, sometimes I think, is there any hope? Do you still have hope?
I don't think I'm allowed to have hope. We're living in the self-selected, algorithmically designated information equivalent of a propaganda state, and every resistance that I've ever seen is weaker than the British pound. I feel like hope is an expensive thing to buy.
I mean, is it all totally pointless? I mean, it can feel pointless, but then again, I've spent almost all of my life doing pointless things. Watching sport, thinking about sport, thinking about watching sport, learning French and hoping for a better future. All completely pointless. But yeah, I've done, so we might as well carry on. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Yes, I think there is. Unfortunately, what is that light? Is it an oncoming train? No, it couldn't be. Obviously, the train would be late. Is the light at the end of the tunnel a burning effigy of the concept of hope? What was it? Is it the soul of Sky Larson floating into its own vacuum? Well, is it the ego of Nigel Cass that is now so big that it's sucked all the light in the universe into itself? I think that it's most likely is that, but we'll never give up hope. So one day, we will again be free. Free from these technological chains, free to choose our own futures, free to live our own lives, free to waste our time watching people post tapes and dance badly again. Those were the days. Over. Before we go, time for a quick bug off. I'm going to nominate this week Sky Larson here at the Bug. We are all in favour of strong, powerful women. And in many ways, Sky is the ultimate feminist icon, proving that women can do just as abominably awful things to this planet as men. I mean, overall, Alex, I think we're still ahead as men, but you are catching up. Fair play. Fair play. You are listening to The Bug.
This is London Ford. You're listening to Buckle, your source for what they don't want you to know. With me, Tash. It's hard to believe that I'm sure to live independent and advanced and yet here it is. Those old government policies of adequate food turn out to be just today we're short of basic foodstuffs and vital medical supplies. Hundreds have already died of conditions that can be easily cured. The black market means that criminal gangs like Clan Kelly run our cities. And Prime Minister Dev Hasani is using around to pretend to care. How do we go from consumer currencies to a place of empty shelves fighting for supplies? What turns the land of plenty into a wild west of hoarding, food battles and black market barriers? We protect everyone who comes to the podcast by keeping their identities. Here's veteran political reporter Ian on the power behind shortages.
I mean, what was the first thing that happened when Britain sealed itself off? The first stuff that stopped from coming in was fresh food. I mean, we could live without fresh food. I mean, everyone's quality of life got instantly worse when we could live without it. The most damaging part was when the radioactive isotopes. Now, radioactive isotopes, that's what we use for cancer screening, cancer treatment. Now, that stuff, it has a short half-life. Technetium used to say,
those are the 2 Albion creeps our prospect is looking into. You should see what sort of filthy data you can scrape off their optics. Bring bleach.
been activated near you. Stay clear. Over.
Here comes the data.
I'm analysing it now. It'll take some time, so you can go scan the other officer now if you want.
Bagley, what you got for me?
These two have a rather ghastly hobby. Seems they grab undocumented Londoners from off the street, torture them for a few days, then ship them out of the country. I doubt that's improving the city's tourism revenue.
That was all on their optic logs. Did they keep, like, an evil journal?
Well, between their body cams and their message history, they've left quite the paper trail, almost as if they're not worried about being caught. Shall I send the details to our friend?
Yep. Bagley, start for meet and greet. You know what's fucked up? Just by stopping to chat with me, they put you on a list. But it doesn't have to be that way.
Shit, are you saying you're DedSec? I could really use your help.
Sure, maybe. What's up?
So I've got this friend.
People are dying! Stop this! Trios! Are you hearing us?
Not get 98% of Londoners to agree that oxygen was better than breathing a fog of raw liquid feces. And they expect us to believe that everyone agrees CTOS is better than not choking on shit.
Auto drive now enabled. Auto drive now disabled.
Who bought shares in Bloom before the countries grew into every crevice of the country. I mean, this is not just any old poll. We should say that. This is not any poll. This is an official poll, right from the very heart of government. Not I've got fake polls and a couple of them mangy old dog sitting on a bench waiting to die. This is an official poll. So let's just put those words "official poll" through an online translator in case you didn't study languages. Let's find out what it actually means. Made up lie. There we go. Clear that up. I think it's fair to say entirely trust these official polls. They've been, Alex, I mean, they could publish an official poll saying that over 99.9% of children like ice cream, and I would instantly assume that all children now hate all ice cream, and would prefer to eat a bucket of gravel mixed with dead badger. They could publish an official poll saying that 10 out of 10 cats prefer cat food to being whacked with a tennis racket, and I would assume that all cats have gone vegan and are queuing up outside Wimbledon meowing "choose me, choose me."
I trust these polls as much as I trust someone recommending a movie that they watched during a breakup. Your judgment is impaired, Sally. I'll make my own decisions.
I trust those polls as much as I would trust Mary Kelly, who came up to me and said, "Congratulations, Andy, you took on a free holiday to the south of France in the back of this windowless van."
I think official polls are like the unsolicited dick pics that the government provides us. I didn't ask for it, I don't believe it, it's on an angle, you've artificially inflated it ahead of time, and anyone that falls for one deserves all the disappointment of trying to match it to reality. These polls are absolute rubbish, Andy. I read one the other day that said the plumbing in London was good, and it absolutely is not. I mean, we have this technology now where they can spy on my every bowel movement. There's a CTOS camera installed inside my underwear drawer. A media drone is scaring the birds off my garden bird feeder, and you can't get me consistently hot water.
Speaking of media drones, I mean, they're everywhere, clearly. The great thing, I guess, about media drones is that, as inanimate robots, they actually have more humanity, compassion, and dignity than the human drones we used to have to put up with, and a much more accurately calibrated moral compass. But it's the intrusion I can't stand, Alice. I'm in showbiz. Look at me here in this windowless dungeon. I'm in showbiz, and it's terrible for me that all these drones don't want me filmed all the time. Every day I have to make sure I've done my hair and makeup and not wearing clothes and everything before we all have crosses to bear.
At this point, they've installed so many CTOS cameras, I'm not sure where they'll put the new ones. On top of the old ones, just cameras watching other cameras, like a social media influencer so self-absorbed they don't know how to sleep without turning it into monetized content.
I think that's the logical end of all society. Where just everything has just become a camera filming another camera. To be honest, I've just given up on all rules of reality.
So, you're DedSec. Excellent. I prefer meeting face-to-face. Thank you for sending me the logs. I expected something awful, but this, it's positively monstrous. The public has to know about this, but I can't leak the story just yet.
What do you mean?
I got involved and began looking into these beasts because they snatched one of my friends. If they're still locked up when I publish this story, Albion will probably torture them or kill them.
No problem. We love breaking people out of Albion detention.
Thank you, dear. I never forget a favor. Help me and I'll help you however I can.
I found the facility where our prospect's friend is being held.
Send me the coordinates.
Hello Britain, this is The Bug, the show that holds up a mirror to the world and smashes itself on the head with it in despair. I'm Andy, joining me, as always, Alice, and...
I deny everything.
For the sake of existence. Some good news. There are no nursing shortages, according to the government, none at all. There have been various allegations about them, it turns out they are all fake news. Trademark. There are no shortages of medicine. Don't take it from me, I'm not a medical supplier. Take it from my beloved government. It's fine. In fact, I'm going to write a big line. There's too much medicine, if anything. Just medicine. You can't move for medicine. In fact, just this morning, I tried to pour some cornflakes into a bowl for breakfast and out-tumbled a 12-month course of immunosuppressants, corticosteroids, and anti-retrofungal neurodilatory estrogen spermatotropic fruit pastils.
The people claiming there are medical shortages are probably high on lots of medicine that they've been given. I, for one, believe that there are no medical shortages, Andy. Just last week, I went in with a broken arm and they suggested it might just be extreme period pain and prescribed me a drink of water and an astrology chart.
We can't be too far away from you just so I can step up a bit.
My uncle had a leg removed due to diabetes. They halved his insulin because they said there was less of him to be diabetic.
So, anyway, people don't believe what you read or hear about there not being enough medical drugs to go around. It's not true. It's hospital hogwash, it's pharmaceutical flim-flam, it's medical mendacity, it's Hippocratic humbug, it's nonsensical narcotic nincompoop.
Any sign of the target?
Do not believe the news telling you that we've run out of medicine, nor should you believe the empty shelves at the chemists. They're also lying. Do not believe your doctor saying, sorry, we're fresh out of that, you're going to have to eat a carrot and pretend. Do not believe your own cobweb-ridden medicine cabinet at home. It might look empty, but it's not. For it contains the only medicine any of us truly need. So, music, please, producer Chris. Freedom. The medicine of British freedom and the analgesic knowledge that however ill you may be, blue for keeping an eye on things for you.
I'm investing heavily in the placebo effect right now. You're listening to The Bug.
Obviously,
I'm terminating the search.
What is the first rule of the
Fall
third
back.
millennium? If someone in power tells you something is fake news, what is it?
Our prospect's friend is in an unofficial holding cell around here somewhere. They're probably trying to avoid all the paperwork Albin usually makes their employees do when they torture civilians.
Copy that. I think it's time to have a poke around.
The hostage is in here. Let's get her out. Yes, yes, well done. I'll contact our prospect once you get her friend to safety.
They're shooting at us! I think I just got shot!
Seems like you got away.
All good, man. Your friend's out of danger. You're free to publish.
Brilliant, thank you. I've got my suspicion this story will make more of a whimper than a bang, but my friend is safe. And that's what really counts, isn't it?
So, do you want to fight? Not me, just in general. For DedSec.
Right. Count me in.
Eat a lukewarm, unspecified rat meat pie with zero spice.
Sniff around. Find who's doing this.
And bits of dead fox. That's all we needed to eat in the glory days. Let's make Britain great again. That's all.
Welcome back to The Upload. Today we're talking about cryptocurrency. Crypto now seems like it's been around forever. But it's really quite a new invention. Were you an early adopter?
I was one of the first that was in this market. There seemed to be a new way of financial transactions, a new way of money. It's something that we could completely reinvent and change some of the legacy financial systems around the world. And